Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my bi-weekly review for this week's issue of the Walking Dead comic book series. This week was a huge one. This was issue 144, which is called ... which is the end of the third compendium. Okay, so this was a crazy issue. This one's going to contain a lot of spoilers, so if you haven't read the issue yet, I suggest for this one you read the issue before you watch my review here, because I'm going to spoil it for you. So issue 144 ... We knew it was going to be a big one. This is the end of the compendium, which is like, your huge, your biggest form of Walking Dead, releases. You can get the individual issues, you can get the trades, which I collect, or you can get the compendiums, which are the big books where you can get 3 covers the entire series thus far, and they're really nice. So, with the end of this compendium coming, of course, it seems like Kirkman wanted to put in a big kind of crazy Walking Dead-esque ending, similar maybe to issue 100 of the Walking Dead, something along those lines, except this one was more death-heavy in total. Now, major spoilers, this one included 12 deaths that we know of, 12, and it seemed 12 in total. And I need therapy after reading the end of this one. This one was just so oh my God, you just see it and oh wow, because we spend so much time with a lot of the characters in that, and this was just like a massacre that we saw unfolding in front of us, which kind of came out of nowhere. Like we expected, because they had announced on the WalkingDead.com that this was the end, so there was going to be of that section of The Walking Dead. So there's going to be some character deaths in that. We kind of knew that was going to happen, but I in no way thought it was going to include this many character deaths. Like I didn't think we would have 12 in one issue. That is maybe a record. I haven't compared, because some of the other issues we've had a lot of deaths, but this one was just, man, crazy. So before we get into that, because that's later on in the issue, let's talk about the first part. So we have continuing on from 143, where you have Alpha and Rick. And Alpha's basically giving Rick warning, or letting him know what they're capable of, how many zombies they have, how many walkers they have. And correction to my 143 review, I put it in the annotation, but some people, they don't always see the annotations, that the field of zombies or whisperers, they're zombies, and she said that her whisperers can use them. They can go in with them, and they can kind of steer them, so to speak. And when they're steering them in the process of doing that, they can effectively, use them to their advantage. They can use them as part of their weaponry, or they can use them as part of their arsenal, so to speak. So, man, crazy stuff. So they go back, right? You've got Rick and her. They're kind of talking a bit about their strategy. Rick kind of shows her that, he obviously after all this time, they become pretty set in their ways. Rick and the joined communities, they feel like they've got a good trade system going, and they feel like what they're doing is the right thing to do, or the right way to live. Alpha, on the other hand, she feels like they're just living a lie. Like they're sooner or later something's going to happen, and they're going to have to suffer, made to suffer, so to speak. And she has a very stoic outlook on life, where emotions are weakness, and that they need to just accept the pain, accept the reality that is life. However, we see a weird twist, which is that she basically gives Lydia, her daughter, to Rick and Carl. So she says, "You can give her a better life than I can. Just stay out of my territory," type of deal. So she gives. So I thought that was strange. She gives them her, as if it seems she does care, because she's crying in that, but she does what she feels is best for her daughter, to give her daughter the best kind of life that she can give her, versus what's happening to her as being part of the Whisperers, as being a Whisperer, so to speak. So that was a different direction. I didn't see that coming. But then to kind of twist things the other way, you kind of think at that point, he gets you thinking that, okay, this is going to work out. They're going to be fine. Everything's going to be cool. And then it goes the opposite way as they head back. And we knew that there was blood on the sword. Rick kind of brings it up with Carl, and he's worried in that. And then we finally see. And at first, when I read it, when I was looking through, I thought on the spike or whatever it was, the spear, that it was Andrea at first. That's what I thought when I read it. I was like, oh my God, huge reveal. But then as you go through and you see the names and stuff in the boxes below, you can kind of tag each one. And in the end, I was happy to see that Andrea and Michonne are okay. But we did have a couple huge character deaths, which is Ezekiel and, major spoilers, Rosita. So those were big because Ezekiel obviously played a huge part in the All Out War. Rosita has been a member of the group, and obviously with Eugene, and then before that with Abraham for a really, really long time. She's been in the series. So both those deaths, considering you got them both at the same time, it's like a main character huge death, like what happened in issue 100 or some of the other parts of the series. So crazy, crazy stuff, man. That just really shocked me. I kind of knew we were going to get something, and a lot of people had predicted Ezekiel. I thought that was a good call. I was thinking about doing a video on it, but I decided, you know what, I just won't. I'll just, I won't do a video on it. But yeah, that seems pretty reasonable. So anybody who predicted that, you guys were right. And I did see a few people on thewalkingdead.com who said it's probably going to be Ezekiel. They were right. The artwork as well too. You see kind of the hair and the shadow, and then you see the face as a splash page. It's like, oh my god. So, like I said, I need therapy. Let's count down all the different characters that were killed off this issue. Olivia, Josh, someone's brother who's unnamed. Maybe we've seen him before, maybe we haven't. I can't remember. Dr. Carson, Tammy, Luke, Aaron, Ken, Rosita, Ezekiel, Amber, another unnamed, and Oscar. So I count 12 in total. With the last two being huge, and even Dr. Carson too before. We've seen, like, a lot of these characters we've seen throughout, the last section, the last compendium of The Walking Dead. And, it's kind of like here or there you kind of recognize, and to have them all put together is just kind of a mind-blowing, crazy, oh my God type sad issue to read. So, man, really messed up, really, really dark. One of the darkest issues we've had in a really, really long time of The Walking Dead. And what is going to happen now? I mean, that's the craziest question to try to figure out, because Rick has seen how strong the Whisperers are, and even though they have the joint communities and everything with firearms and and their abilities, man, they've killed so many people. They've killed 12 people. That what are Rick and the others going to do? How are they going to respond? Or the Savior's going to get involved? What's just wow? It's kind of a stressful issue to read, to be honest with you. In terms of a score, I mean, I guess I'm at a loss for words. Kind of like I guess I give like perfect 10 for what it does, but it's kind of sad at the same time too, because you like a lot of these characters, or you're used to seeing a lot of them, and they all just get smoked all at once. It's kind of like All Out War in like one issue, whereas before you have all this fighting and deaths kind of sporadic throughout. This is all like one issue, bam, there, all this stuff happened that we didn't see, and we're just seeing the aftermath of it now, and it's brutal and it's cruel and it's messed up, man, really messed up. So, if that's not a declaration of war, I don't know what is. You kill 12 of the other people's, members, important people, like a doctor, Ezekiel, leader of the, one of the communities, Rosita, Eugene, one of their best scientists, wives, that kind of thing, or girlfriend, whatever, same thing basically in their case. Well, maybe not the same thing, but you guys get the idea. Obviously Eugene loves her and cares about her and stuff. So, man, really sad issue to read, really crazy. So, yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this one. I guess I'd give it a 10. It's definitely a shocker, that's for sure, and it's definitely pretty sad and pretty crazy to read. So, wow, maybe I'll do a predictions, giving my thoughts. I'll have to think about it a bit, because I just read the issue right now, so I'll have to think about what's going to happen next, do some predictions on what I think is going to happen. But I can't see any other route but the people of all the communities wanting to just go to war against the Whisperers, even though what they have, even what firepower they have, what zombies they have. This one sounds like it could get even more nasty and nastier than we've ever seen before. Wow. What's Rick going to do once everybody, all these different people that have, obviously they have ties. They all have ties to family members and stuff, and you even saw it already below in the sections, like, where's this person? Where's that person? This person's missing. That person's missing. Oh, man, it's just absolutely insane. Crazy stuff. So write your comments below. I really want to see what you guys think about this one. Maybe you can start doing some predictions, and I'll probably post a predictions video within the next couple days. Yeah, so just let me know what you guys think. Write it below. Huge character deaths. Absolute craziness. Now we can understand why Rick is doing this and, glaring like that, and it's called ... Let me know what you guys think. Write your comments below. If you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, please share at the bottom left. Please favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again really soon. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.